Black Curious. Here. It's 6:35. 6:35. All right. Also, just make sure that at the end of this meeting we clean up because we don't want to get fined by SCDP. So I just want to keep that. Yes. Oh, yes. You know, I'm actually silencing my phone as well. Yes. Um. All right. We're gonna get the show on the road. Hello everyone. How's it going? Good. There might be someone right there. Oh. hi to our virtual people online. Thank you for being here with us as well. I know you can't make it with us in person, but welcome to the meeting. Um, this meeting is going to be 45 minutes to an hour top, so we're going to get started right away. I'm going to give my welcome, and then I'm going to recognize any candidates for political office. We do have a candidate that is going to be a little bit late, so we are going to recognize her at the end of, toward the end of the meeting to speak for 3 minutes. Let's see. My opening statement is welcome everyone, new members, current members, candidates for state, local, and national office who may be watching or who may not be here. September we had the Okra Strut, and then before this meeting we also had Pride, which was a very big a very big success. I don't have the numbers yet, but we got a lot of signups. So if you came here from Pride, welcome, and we welcome you. So I want to say my job is to ensure our organization is growing and meeting with the people that we need to meet with to grow. I can say that we're growing we've grown a lot. And I like to thank my vice chairs and committee leadership for that help as well. I cannot do it without you. With that being said, we had a resignation and a new appointment of co-chair of a committee in our growing organization. Carmen Whitworth has resigned as main chair of membership. Oh, so sad. But she is now taking the co-chair of our advocacy with Haley Flores. And Sophia, our second vice chair, has temporarily taken over for membership chair, with Josie Russell being the new co-chair.
I'm sorry. Point of information. Point of information. Who had you temporarily appointed?
I temporarily appointed for chair as Sophia St. Marie. And then the new co-chair is Josie Russell.
At least we got Sophia. I think we can all.
Yes, Sophia. I have to tell you, Sophia does a lot. Sophia does a lot for us, and I think she's doing an awesome job. Yeah, and she has a lot to say in her report as well. But yes, thank you guys also for being here. I think that showing up on a Wednesday night shows your dedication to our group, and I think that as if we keep showing up, I think we'll be a good organization now and into the future. And I like to thank every leader and person, new and seasoned, and that is my welcome. Recognizing candidates for political office, you're just gonna just say hey and tell us what you're running for.
Sorry, I was finishing the. You want me to come up there?
You can.
Oh, they can't hear you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Zimmerman, and I will be running in District 71 to replace a 20-year Republican-held seat in the midterms. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and talking about affordability and progress that we can make at the State House and electing more women in positions that will affect change for everyone.
Any other candidates for political office in the room? None? Okay. Chair's report. I've given my chair's report as well, along with my welcome. So, vice chair's report. Reed, you want to give Reed's too? Sure. Okay. Sophia's going to give hers and Reed's report. And does she have a lot of other people's reports?
Kind of.
You're just a jack of all trades.
We'll just talk for a minute. So.
One second, Sophia.
I'm pausing.
You need me to put this down.
You know, like angle it for short people. Thank you. No short people. That's right.
All right, so good.
Am I good to go?
Yep.
Okay. So my general update, our Fall for Democracy fundraiser is now a month away. So if you don't, if you don't have it on your calendar yet, it's November 8th. It is from 2 to 6 p.m. and it is in the lots right next to this building. So please come around. We will soon be posting on our socials all of the ticket information and everything. So you can pre-purchase a ticket or you can just show up and give us money, which would also be great. So yeah, keep that on your calendars. The other general update I have is that we have a gardening club, and I know this is further down on our thing, but since I'm doing a bit right now, there is an event this coming Saturday, and it is at the Ernest A. Finney Junior Cultural Arts Center, which is on Lawrence Street, like right over there, and it's going to be a propagation class. So if you're interested in propagation, it'll be cool. You can also get free plants. So if you want free plants, come to that class. And we're also talking about opening a community garden with the individual that runs that class. So that's a cool thing. If you're interested in something non-political, that is a good way to kind of get into the group. Membership-wise, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that. Jeremy has already said that Carmen stepped down. They're literally impossible shoes to fill because Carmen was excellent at her job. Josie and I are gonna do our absolute best to make things go as smoothly as possible. If you look up on the screen right now, there's a membership survey. Now it's gone, but it'll come back. If everybody in this room would scan that fancy QR code and fill out that survey, you'll be entered to win a $10 gift card. Yeah, everybody loves free money, yes.
Is this a different survey than the previous membership survey?
Yes. So even if you're not necessarily a member of the group, you can fill that out on the survey as well. So if everybody could fill out the survey, that would be very helpful to us, just so we can kind of get an idea of where we're starting now that Carmen has left us. But whatever. Just kidding. From Josie, our goal is to invest in you guys. That's the whole point. We are planning to do more social events so that this can be what we call it, which is a family organization. We're developing community here, and part of that is doing fun stuff that's not necessarily politically motivated. There will be politically motivated events, but we can have some social fun too. On to dates. I'm so sorry. Do I get more time because I'm doing multiple reports?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out a couple of dates, so if you want to write these down, now would be the time. October 18th is the No Kings protest. If you don't know that, it's happening at the State House from 1 to 3 p.m. We are going to be having a sign-making party and phone banking here at SCDP from 10:30 to 12:30, and then we're gonna head over to the protest. So if you want to come hang out and do that, even if you're not into making signs or you're not going to the protest, please come hang out and phone bank for our candidates. Yes, West.
Did we ever get a speaking slot confirmed for the protest?
Yes. I believe so.
No.
He told us that at the, what you call it? He told us that. What's his name?
Sam.
Sam said we had somebody.
The 10:30
But-
He hasn't given me the formal go-ahead. I'll check in with him. I was gonna email him at the end of the week anyway, so.
Yeah, he
I'll
gave,
double confirm in writing.
yeah, I don't, that's a,
Just mulling through it, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Speaking of, I think Reed is going to be the individual who's going to be speaking for us. If he is, that's great. You should come out to the protest and watch our wonderful people speak. Did you have something?
You said the summit where it's 10:30 to 1?
Here, it'll be 10:30 to 12:30, and then the protest starts at 1 o'clock at the State House. So we'll be tabling at the protest and doing signs here beforehand. And then October 25th, we're gonna do kind of a final push party, that's what I've been calling it, for our candidates. Elections are coming up on November 4th, so we are now, less than a month away from that wonderful date. Our candidates need help doing phone banking, canvassing pretty much anything you can think of. So October 25th, in this room, from 1 to 4 p.m., we're going to have free pizza. And those of you who phone bank will get entered into a contest to win some prizes and money. So come join us and get free stuff and food.
Just let me get those numbers on what you want.
It is from 1 to 4 p.m. And I think that kind of covers it. The dates that I have announced here are also like membership is working in conjunction with campaigns, which is Bridget and Steven, who are not here tonight. The other thing, Reed's report, generally what he's gonna say is phone bank. I think twice or 3 times a week, Reed posts in our Signal chat about you can do phone banking from home. You can do it literally, even if you just do 10 calls a week. That's what we're asking our members to do. 10 calls a week. Right now, we're phone banking for, you can see them up here, Ashley McCall, that went away again, and Jessica Thomas. So again, elections are right around the corner. They need our help to get this stuff done. So if you want to get involved, that is a perfect place to start. And I think that about covers it. And let me know if you have any questions.
All right, thank you, Sophia, and all the rest of our leadership who could not make it tonight. Your important work is great, and we appreciate it. So we're gonna go with secretary report. Somebody be a timer for Austin.
3 minutes, right?
Yes.
I mean, considering it, considering my speech impediment, yeah. All right. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Oh God. All right. So I did catch the end of the orchestra 2 weeks ago. Apparently it was a slower day, but also slightly more as perceptive than say the Beach Festival. And then last week there were two other events. So as you all know, on October 1st, actually last Wednesday, we went. Several of us went to went to the State House to either testify or protest a total abortion ban that is being considered by the state legislature. And then on Saturday we had Pride. I was with the county parties with Zane and Jeremy. We did get about a dozen signups. I'll be working with members of the fill that in. Also, one of the other things that I will be working with the membership committee on will be to actually get our email blast back up and running, so that people know what we're doing. That not everyone has the chat. Not everyone has the chat open. So we have to make sure that everyone in this organization knows where we are. So with that being said, I will leave that for now.
Alrighty, thank you, Austin. You do very good work, and we're proud of you. Treasurer report, Tim. Somebody do a
I need 30 seconds too. All right. Welcome to Monday Night Football. Okay. I am Timothy Brown. I'm your treasurer tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight on the Late Show, we have here our daily report, which financially speaking, we are still okay. We're 1404. That taking into account that we had to take out for the pizza and all that. So you're welcome. I don't have that much, only because we just been bouncing back and forth. Basically, we're bouncing off of the Ogle show, which was a pretty decent turnout. We got some money from that. Awesome. So if you came out, awesome. What I basically got here is that we got to get ready for all this other stuff that's coming up. My finance meeting, of course, will be pushed to the 15th. And as for what I'm doing on my end, if you know me, you know that I'm a big stickler for urban planning. So I don't know if y'all have seen the things I have been posting in the Signal regarding two big meetings that are coming up. One is at the Museum of Art regarding places, plans, and neighborhood pride, which is a neighborhood planning, urban planning event at the Museum of Art. So if you want to come out, check out some ideas about city planning. That would be a great idea to discuss, particularly on transit and housing policy. There's another book club on the 29th. That will be at All Good Books, the bookstore in Five Points. So that's going to be discussing pretty much the same thing. The only thing that I will be addressing right now is the housing and transit bull session I'm doing. I'm working on a package to be presented to the group first before I will set up a date to be shown to other lawmakers. I'm going to try and slug that through before Election Day, God willing. But if I can get it done by the second meeting, you will see that. But that is pretty much it. Any other questions about it, just come talk to me. That will do it.
All right, thank you, Tim. You do good work, and your urban planning sitch is great too, as well.
Well, housing policy is important.
Of course it is.
I'm not knocking on social policy, but love doesn't pay the bills. We
Yes.
gotta make sure that you guys have actual places to stay. Of
Okay,
course,
Tim.
housing places to stay.
When is the CMA planning meeting? When is the CMA urban planning meeting?
That
Do you have a
one
date?
is on the 11th. Actually, it's coming up Saturday morning at the Museum of Art.
Okay.
So make sure you register on Eventbrite to make sure you get a ticket because they are snatching up. The one for the All Good Books and Fireworks that actually just ended, like getting those tickets. So if you haven't got one, shit, I love
Haley.
But yeah,
Haley is going to go for advocacy.
Okay.
If she has something.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And then.
We have a couple things. Sophia mentioned that we do have the protest coming up on the 18th. I've been emailing the organizer, and he's wonderful. They're anticipating a very big turnout because they typically for the No Kings they have larger protests throughout the state. But they're trying for this one to there's still going to be smaller ones throughout the state, but they're trying to consolidate and have a really big organized protest here. So that's kind of why we haven't really heard anything about for sure if we're going to have a speaking spot. But he said he's going to try his best to get us in. But we definitely have a table, and so soon I'm going to put in the Signal chat a sign-up sheet, an Excel sign-up sheet, just so we can know like what times people are going to be able to do it. I will make a mobilize, but I do like to see the time slots and everything. So we're going to do that. Also, my new co-chair right there, me and her just left a meeting. We are working with Valerie with Richland County Democratic Party and Greg with Lexington County Party to set up a fundraiser that's supposed to be happening November 14th. And so that's very exciting. We'll have more details soon, but we just went and looked at the event space, and it was awesome. And then on the other note, I think last time we met, I talked about a candidate forum. We will have to push that back because of the fundraiser. I haven't nailed down a date yet, but I think with the holidays, because the the fundraiser is kind of creeping into Thanksgiving. We're kind of trying to figure out how to work it around the holidays and everything. So that is still to come. It's supposed to be a new Dems forum. So it's supposed to be focusing on people who are running who have not been in any actual political position before. So people can actually get to know them and their policies and things like that. And we have invited Julie, so it's very exciting. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. Thank you, Haley. You're awesome. And then now we will have our policy chair, our policy guru, Wes Russell. 3 minutes, sir.
I promise I will be succinct. Calm down. Not a ton to report from us. Last meeting we had was primarily focused on kind of shoring up the strategic vision. We have another meeting that's going to be next week at 7 p.m. for anybody interested in joining the policy group. We have a fantastic group of individuals. It will be on Zoom. 7 p.m. Wednesday. Yeah. October 15th, Wednesday at 7 p.m. We will be having our meeting. My fantastic co-chair, Emma, is probably the reason why we even remember to have meetings, because if it were up to me, I would be lost without a paddle, so thank God she's the best. Moving right along, a couple things else we're trying to do is we're currently wading through some of the restrictions that we kind of have put upon us for our policy positions as an organization. That has been step one. This next meeting, however, we're going to try and get a little bit reflexive. We are beholden to places like SCDP, RCDP, LCDP. They're wonderful organizations, and we are beholden to the values they hold. But reflexively, they're also beholden to the values that we hold. We, as young Dems, represent a voting bloc that the Democrats sorely need, and our values are important. And so we'll also be moving into what we, as an organization, will be advocating for as well. So if you're interested, please be ready to voice that on Wednesday. Last thing, the debate. We have set a temporary date in November. That is the temporary date, but it will be occurring. It will be slightly structured a little bit differently. If anyone is familiar with academic debate as a concept, it will be a Lincoln Douglas style debate. We will be having an affirmative resolution, which means it will be a statement that you will either agree or disagree with, but the statement itself will be taking a position. I am going to warn everyone in this room and anyone in the future or watching at home, the statement will not reflect the values of the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, YDSC, SCDP, RCDP, or LCDP. The purpose of having an affirmative statement is so that you can best assign people a pro and con perspective. The topic will be immigration. You can imagine what the affirmative statement is going to be based on that, but we're not going to reveal it until day of. Until then, anyone wishing to participate first should come let either myself or the much more important Emma know what is going on. Let us know that you want to. When you show up, you will randomly be assigned either pro or con, and you will be given a few minutes to get with your team and decide how that's going to go. All the other information, such as how it's going to function, the rules, regulations, blah, 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 all that'll be said later on. It's not that important for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. So I just wanted to give a caveat. Just so that we're aware for the new people in the room, we are the Young Democrats. We serve 14 to 39-year-olds. We serve Lexington, Richland, Orangeburg, and Fairfield counties. So right now, our majority of our members are from Lexington and Richland, but we do have a few stragglers in Orangeburg and Fairfield. So our majority of our meetings are in Columbia or Lexington. So just so that you're aware of that. And also, if you would like to know more about us, we have our website, and if you want to get on the signal, we will talk about that in the meeting.
I do want to say we should at least give them a round of applause for making it up here to Columbia to join us this evening. I know it's been a drive for some of them. I said it up
I think that's all of our committee chair reports. So approval of September minutes. Can I get a motion?
The September minutes were sent through the announcements chat, and I so move to approve the minutes.
Okay, can I get a second? Okay. Can I, all in favor say aye? All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. The September minutes have been approved.
Wait, did anyone second that?
Yes, Wes and Tim. Sorry, Tim. My brain. That guy. I love you, Tim. Do you guys have anything about men's and women's caucus?
I have started a single chat for the Women's Caucus. We have not done anything because it's been very busy for me. But we will have a Women's Caucus fun outing. So I'll put in the main chat the link to that so that way we can coordinate.
There's gonna be a women's caucus information, like a get together, and they're gonna put it in the chat. By the way, that's what Haley said, which is our women's caucus chair. And then I don't know what Rita's doing with the men's caucus. But yes, Google Calendar. Did you want to talk about that now? We have a Google Calendar which connects to our calendar on our website. So if you would like to get on that Google Calendar, please reach out to us in our email or in the single chat. We'll get you on there. And then there's no new business action items. Haley, action items.
Yeah, they're basically. So again, the action items are focusing on our campaigns. As Sophia mentioned, Reed's been putting in the chat every week. If you can, when you're on a break or on a walk, if you want to make some calls for our two candidates that we are actively making calls for, that's Jessica Thomas and Ashley. Just came in, and so if you want to make calls, that would be awesome. But they are also doing canvassing, and I do know that the campaigns committee is setting up some more times for that. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And then also, once I put the sign-up sheet in the chat, I would love it if you guys came out for the protest because we need all hands on deck and plenty of people handing out flyers and things like that. So it'd be really great. Okay, that's it.
All right. So, single chat, and then now we will have. So we actually have a candidate who I said before in our my earliest statements. We have a candidate who reached out to us before, and to be fair, we wanted to give Julie Lumpkin, who is running for City Council District 4 in Columbia, a chance to speak to us. She has 3 minutes to speak, just like we gave the rest of the candidates before who come to speak to us. So she'll have 3 minutes, and then we will go to announcements, and then we will adjourn.
So you call time on me because I can lose track of time. So, okay. So I am Julie Lumpkin. I am running for City Council District 4. Okay. Are you streaming this?
Yes, we're streaming.
Okay. So I am Julie Lumpkin. I'm running for City Council District 4. And I am running for City Council because I think we need a more balanced and equitable decision-making process on City Council, more so than we've had in recent years. I am serious about saying that I'm going to put the public back in public service. This comes very naturally to me. My parents were both service-oriented. My dad was a minister. My mom was a social worker and a sociology professor. and the mother of 8 children, and I'm the youngest of 8 children. So I did not come up in a family that was wealthy by any means. We really scraped our pennies together to get Christmas presents and to have anything special. But the values that they conveyed to me, imparted in me, were all about serving others and being fair and respecting people's dignity and their rights. And so that translated very easily for me in my work in DHEC, which is where I spent the majority of my career. I worked in childhood immunization, pandemic influenza preparedness, also women's health and chronic disease. And not only did I work in those programs, but I learned skills that are very transferable to a role on city council. Those being things like communications, risk communications in particular, facilitation of groups to identify problems and solve them, and grant writing. So I feel like that there are many skills that I have that can be used well on city council. And in addition, I will be a full-time councilwoman because I am basically done with 9 to 5 hours, and my children are adults. But I will tell you that my children are around your age, and one of them has moved to Berlin because he's done with this country right now. So I don't see him very often, but he ran into difficulties with getting a living wage and being able to afford rent and his food, and forget medical care or vet services for their dog. So, I can relate through him at least, if not just generally, how challenging this can be for people starting out. I just ask you for your support. I have a great deal of experience that I can bring to this council. And I did bring some flyers here, a sign-up sheet if you'd like to volunteer from me, and some buttons. So I thank you for your time. It's been great to be here tonight. I love seeing you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. And then Ashley has come in. Ashley McCall is also in the room as well, just so that we acknowledge candidates as well. And so announcements, like we said, Fall for Democracy is November 8th at SCDP HQ. It is 2 to 6, correct? I put 4 to 8 here. It's not 4 to 8. It's 2 to 6. I'm sorry. My brain. And then October 22nd, our second meeting, which is like a get together meeting / get to know each other. It's October 22nd. It's going to be here at SCDP headquarters, which I've confirmed as of today. All right, and we'll have food and drinks and everything else like that. So come join us. Is there any other announcements? Yes, sir.
I have one. So the Young Democrats of America just announced their winter meeting. It is going to be on December 5th, 6th, and 7th in Omaha, Nebraska. I am putting it out there.
So Austin Jackson, our secretary, who does a lot of work with YDA, has said that our YDA has a winter meeting that is going to be December 5th, 6th, and 7th in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you would like to attend that meeting, you're very well. We'll drop the link in the chat. Yes.
What would that be a problem for?
Yeah, you have to be under 36. Yes.
Does YDSC have any upcoming meetings that we should be aware of?
YDSC does not have any upcoming meetings as of today. but we are our our chair, Crystal Spain, is here, peeking her head in. So yeah, do we?
They did announce something.
Uh,
So if anyone wants to go to Charleston this
uh,
weekend,
we are going to be marching in the Charleston Pride Parade with YDSC. They've announced that in the signal chat of YDSC. So if you would like to go to Charleston, please reach out to us and we get you down there somehow, or help you get down there.
I'll have one. I will let y'all go.
Go ahead.
Boards and commissions for the city are coming due.
Come up here.
And then be quick. Of course. Oh no, I am done. Boards and commissions, volunteer work for the city. That is coming up on the 10th, which is, I believe, Friday. There are some boards and positions that are still available at the city and at the county. So if you live in Richland County or in the city of Columbia and you want to volunteer in city government, this would be a good place to start. So 5 o'clock Friday, that's when they're due. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until the next reopening next month.
These positions usually remain open quite some time, so please take that opportunity to get on them, because it's pretty easy to do.
I will post it in the city.
All right. So, you guys, I've said this before, and I'm going to end on this. All the work that we do here is because of our leadership and you as members. And the thing is that we couldn't do this without our membership and our leadership. And we are a big family. And if you saw me hug people coming in, we always hug people. We always say, "You're our family," and we actually mean that. So if you want to be a part of this family, please reach out to us. Get into the single chat. Yuck it up with us in the single chat. It is very vibrant. If you don't already know, we have a single chat that we have multiple single chats for our committees as well. But join us.
For the love of God, just stop at midnight.
Yeah. I've been trying to have it stop at a certain time, but yeah. But on the weekend, it's very vibrant as well. So I try to have lax rules on the weekend. But yes, all right. So we are adjourned.
Yes.